You are now listening to The Final Word, the number one Pacers podcast on the web, hosted by me, Raj, and my son, Preston. Pop by to listen to what we have to say about the state of your Indiana Pacers. Welcome back to The Final Word Pacers podcast, where we bring you all the latest news, analysis, and interviews on your favorite team. Today, we'll be discussing the standout season of my man Myles Turner and the recent contract extension he just signed with the Pacers. So, as you guys know, we've been talking a lot about Myles Turner lately. He's been a lot of buzz around the league just because of his ability to stretch the floor, his ability to play good lockdown defense around the rim and actually alter shots. But Myles Turner, he's actually back to playing his natural position this year as a center this season. As we all know, Domantas Sabonis was shipped off to Sacramento. While some of you Pacers fans do miss having him, you have to admit having Tyrese Haliburton has actually done a lot for our team, and Myles Turner has actually definitely benefited from the trade as well. So Myles is actually having his best season of his career thus far. He's actually averaging 17.5 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game. I'm pretty sure he's third in blocks this season. So right now that's making him a great key contributor to the Pacers with the surprisingly strong start to the season that the Pacers had and Myles had as well, even though we've been on a decline, but we'll get back up. But recently there has been a lot of buzz about the $16 million contract. It's actually around 58, but the extension that Myles signed with the Pacers, just because some people don't think he's completely worth that. They think it's really $30 million for the next 2 years. But if you take a closer look at it, Myles is actually already making $18 million this season. But because the Pacers were $24.4 million under the salary cap, they were actually able to renegotiate and extend his contract. The extension gives him $17 million in a bump this season. So that's going to bring his total earnings this season to about $35 million. And then they're going to extend him for 2 more years. So it's actually a great deal for Myles. It's a great deal for the Pacers. Pacers were under the salary cap already. So the first year is going to be $20 million, and the second year is going to be around $19 million, roughly $20 million each for the next 2 years. But it's definitely important that you guys take note that Myles can still technically, people have talked about this, but he can still technically be traded before the February 9th deadline. Now, is that likely to happen? Probably not. Just because of the whole, I don't know if you guys saw the Pacers and Myles, and so they actually had a conference with Myles Turner, and they talked about their intentions. They intend to build with him for the next 2 years and see how things turn out. So, but there was a lot of trade interest in Myles, including the well-known potential deal with the Lakers for Russell Westbrook and a couple first-round picks, and they would actually send him and Buddy Hield off to the Lakers. But the Pacers, they were insistent on receiving 2 unprotected first-round picks, and so it kept the deal from materializing. So, but that's it for today, guys. So I know I'm a little bit late to this. I'm sure you guys already know that this has already happened, but I did have to still report on it. So, but we will be back at you again for the next game coming up for a Pacers win. So that's it for today for another episode of the Final Word Pacers podcast. So be sure to tune in next time, and we will bring you all the latest news, analysis, and interviews on your favorite team. Hey guys, we hope you've enjoyed this podcast snippet. If you'd like to continue the conversation with Preston and I, just click on the next video. But always be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you'll be automatically notified each time we release a new episode. But until then, Martin says, peace!